Have you ever wondered how much plastic is in the world? If so, who produces all the plastic? Hi, my name is Josh Thurkeld, and I did my my informative speech on reducing plastic waste. The three biggest concerns that I believe, for plastic waste is mass corporations producing plastic products in their factories, people not recycling, and then also people not going green. And I'll explain a lot more of the difference between people not recycling and people not going green. So let's move on. So, like I said before, I think this is the biggest issue we have in the world is big corporations mass producing their products using plastic. And a good example of this is Coca-Cola, which are also the biggest plastic polluters in the world, because they make most of their Coca-Cola products in plastic bottles. And other countries don't compare to how much plastic we produce, like, except for countries like China, big ones. But countries like Chile and in South America, they don't have this issue. But of course we do, because we have a lot more of a better economy. But the second issue would be people not recycling. And there's a study that shows that only 36% of Americans recycled. And to me, that's pretty alarming, because as America kind of being an educated country, like a very educated country compared to a lot of other countries, people kind of look at our country as a big brother to guard, do the right thing, and only 36% of our citizens recycle. So with having that, us kind of being an example to the world, everyone else isn't going to take recycling seriously when we only have 36% of our citizens doing it. So that's a big problem, because recycling alone won't solve this problem, but it would help stop it. It would help stop making it a problem. Either way, it would really help if everyone started to recycle. Many states in America actually have recycling laws, like California, which is one of the greenest states in the country, and it's actually one of the most healthy, greenest places in the world. And that's because they make their citizens recycle. They have like 4 different separate trash cans, and you get a pretty hefty fine if you don't do it correctly, which I agree with. I think everyone should do that. The third issue is people not going green. And now you're thinking, how is that different from people not recycling? Well, going green is recycling, of course, but you can go green in many ways to help reduce plastic. And let me give you an example. Just stop buying bottled water at the grocery store. Those are actually one of the biggest polluters in the ocean. Is just plastic bottles just floating in the ocean. Just simply don't buy them. Just if you like cold water, just get a glass of water. Use a glass of water instead, or reuse your plastic bottles. If you do use a plastic bottle, just reuse it. Keep reusing it. Another thing is, when you go out to restaurants, just don't get a straw. Straws are a huge polluter in this world, and it's a very hard plastic to break down in the environment. So, and you think that this, only you doing this stuff really wouldn't make a difference, so there's no point, but your actions will have a domino effect on everyone. And eventually, maybe in 10 years, people will stop using straws because of that one person they saw not use a straw. And so that basically wraps up my speech. Of course, the 3 main methods I think that would really help reduce plastic waste would be limiting the corporations on how much they could how much plastic they could produce, or tax them to enough to where us as a society could be able to have the money to clean up what they're doing. That way we can keep a healthy earth that works for everyone. The second, people not recycling. Guys, we gotta recycle. I mean, it's very simple if you think about it. It's actually lazy if you don't, because most people keep their recycling in their trash can right next to each other. So just next time, if you just watch out for it, and don't be afraid to tell someone else, like, hey, can you recycle that? And then the third one, people not going green. If you do those three things, if I believe the world can do all those three things, go green, recycle, really limit how much factories can produce plastic, we could, I'm not going to say we could solve it, but I know for a fact that we would see a difference in this world, a good one. And that's about it. I'm going to leave y'all with this one message. It's a quote. I thought it was pretty moving. What befalls the earth befalls all the sons and daughters after the earth, which means what happens right now will happen to the future generations. And same thing goes for them. What goes after that, what goes after that. This isn't just our earth. This is the earth before, this is the people's earth before, and this is going to be my kids' earth. So I think it's selfish for us for not trying to clean up to stop reducing plastic and just letting the earth burn alive like we're letting it right now. I think that's selfish. We wouldn't want to have our kids deal with this. All right, guys, thank you.